How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and this is my enhancement video for beginners, people that are new to the game. I will be making one for intermediate and end game players later next week as well, but I'd like to start with the foundations. And for new players, what you'll need to do before your first enhancing session is complete the main quest line along with Medalla and Valencia Part 1. It will be a little bit difficult with the gear that you get from the story missions to do Valencia Part 1, but it is doable. And you can always ask for help. I'm sure if you're in a guild, people will help you if you ask. Now, since the update we had on the 14th of April, they have now actually added another red sand crystal ring to completing the Valencia Part 1. So you'll have two of these bad boys now on completion of the quest. And if you don't have enough freed magical blackstones to upgrade two of them, you can always do the repeatable quest lines in Valencia. With the kind of gear you will have at that point, you will probably be doing the repeatable missions at Desert Naga Temple and Fogans, as these are lower AP requirements and easier mobs to kill. And you can also do Bashams as well, and these are daily repeatable missions. You can find these missions at the node managers of these grind zones. Guys, before you start enhancing, there is some preparation you need to do, and you want to make sure you're enhancing the correct items. The items you're going to want to be enhancing is the green variant for the awakening weapon for your class, along with the AP offhand for your class. Now, the way you would identify which of these sub-weapons is the AP offhand for your class is by pressing X on your controller if you're on Xbox. I think it's square if you're on PS4. And when you're looking at the information on the left-hand side of your screen, it says Kriya Shield 1-3 with DP4. You are looking for the offhand that has no DP and just AP. So if we keep going down the list, we see Rosar Shield has DP, so that's not the right one. And we see here Kite Shield has 7 DP, so that's not the right one. But this Axion Shield has 6 AP with no DP. That is the AP offhand for your class. So if you go to the daggers, just to give you another example for a different class, Kriya Dagger's got DP, Rosa Dagger's got DP, Parian Dagger's got DP, Bronze Dagger's got DP, but Steel Dagger's only got AP. So the Steel Dagger is the AP offhand for witch, wizards, and rangers. Now guys, in terms of the armor you're going to be upgrading, I'd highly recommend it to be Grunal armor. You get a plus 13 Grunal headpiece from the main quest line, and I'd highly recommend you guys opening a Grunal crafting station to be able to enhance Grunal boots and Grunal gloves. But unfortunately, I forgot to prep for that for this video, and there is no Grunal shoes on the market. This is why you need your Grunal workshop to be able to produce the base items to be able to repair your gear as you're enhancing. Now, I would be recommending for you guys to be upgrading this Grunal from base as well, as these upgraded Grunal pieces outside of helmets are very expensive. Grunal chest piece, gloves, and boots are very expensive to buy, so you'd be saving money just upgrading that from base and making all your own base items for repairs. And you will not be upgrading a main hand weapon for your class, because the Black Abyssal Blade will keep you going until you get your Zaka. Now, in terms of accessories, you're going to have full Azula at this point. You're looking to now upgrade 2 red sand crystal earrings, which is why we're using this one as an example. Now guys, in terms of preparation for your first enhancing session, you want about 20 concentrated magical blackstone armors, 20 concentrated magical blackstone weapons, 200 blackstone armors, 100 blackstone weapons, at most 10 of the freed magical shards for repairs, and around 10 to 15 freed magical blackstones depending on RNG, because you will be looking to upgrade 2 red sand crystal rings. For the Grunal, you want around 20 to 30 helmets, 20 to 30 Grunal boots, and 20 to 30 Grunal gloves. These Grunal items you would have crafted in Altanova, so when they're crafted, you would use your transport system to send them from Altanova to Velia. But my tip to you is don't receive all when it comes to your Velia. Leave it in the post and grab the helmets, shoes, and gloves as you need them. Guys, if you do not know how to transport items, you go to the storage manager. You will obviously be in Altanova since you're transporting your Grunal. You will click on this transport button here, and all these Grunal pieces that you have in your storage you want to transport. So you will go right bumper to send on this left screen. It is R1 for PlayStation players. Destination, you will be clicking Velia. Obviously, I'm in Velia in this example, so I can't do that. So pretend that this Heidel's destination selection is Velia, and then you will have to select the transportation type. Now, when you select this, you're going to have options from wagons 1 to 5 and then trade wagon. You'll be picking wagon 1 to start with and then filling it up with the Gruntle helmet. Over here, it won't let me put these in there because they're not trade items. You can only put trade items in the wagons, but all you have to do is click A on these helmets. They will then go into these boxes here and fill up to 20, and the transportation fees it shows you is the tripled price. It's going to say, oh, be careful if you don't connect your nodes, it's going to be triple the price. The fee that it shows you on the screen will be the tripled price. It is very cheap. You do not need to connect your nodes to do this. And the reason I do not have wagons 1 to 5 available is because they're currently in use. As you can see, all these Gruntle helmets here, I've used these wagons to send them to Velia, and until I claim these helmets, these wagons cannot be reused. Now, we're almost done with preparation. A couple last things you have to do is come to the central market, go to Awakening Weapon, select the green Awakening Weapon for your class, and you want to buy an already upgraded version. It's a bit expensive when you start coming up to these prize, but if you look here, up to plus 13 is pretty cheap. The higher the level, the higher the enhancement, the better, up to plus 15. You can see there's one plus 11 on the market at the minute. What I would be doing is selecting highest price, selecting enhancement level plus 12, and buying the plus 12 if I didn't already have the plus 10 awakening weapon. For now, there should be a decent stockpile of plus 10 green awakened weapons for your class. If in the future there is none of these options available, again, you will have to start from scratch. Now, in terms of prepping for your AP offhand, the market can be very volatile. However, if you do find some sub-weapons that are already enhanced up to plus 13/15 or anything in between, do pick those up and start your enhancements from there. And you want to pick up roughly 20 of the base variant off the central market. If that is not available, you'll be grinding Wandering Rogue Dens, and the trash items that you get from the Wandering Rogue, you will be exchanging for the AP sub-weapon. The vendor that you exchange the trash for the AP sub-weapon is found in Tariff, and you want roughly 4,000 trash for the exchange. And the final preparation you want to do is buy 20 of the green awakening weapon for your class from the weapons vendor in Alta Nova, and store them in your central market for easy access later on. Okay, now we are finally ready to start enhancing. So open your Black Spirit. First thing we're going to enhance is the red coral ring with no stacks. Hopefully you one tap it. I didn't here, but I did 2 tap it. So we got our red ring to pry. Now what we're going to want to do is select our AP offhand, take this to plus 7, skip animation, and once it gets to plus 7, you're going to stop. You'll also do the same with your Gruntle boots and your Gruntle gloves, but you only take it to plus 5. You'll stop at plus 5 instead of plus 7. Now, once you're at this point, I'd recommend just buying a couple either rebuffed gloves or rebuffed shoes, completely up to you, and then upgrading those gloves to 5 as well. Now, once you're at this point, we're going to click. Now, I got 1 fail on these gloves. On that 1 fail stack, I will then literally use 1 fail stack to go for plus 8 on my weapon. And I'll be doing the same thing. Every time I get a 1 fail stack, I'll be doing the same with the Gruntle gloves and the Gruntle boots. But obviously, we don't have those right now, so we're not going to worry about it. And then we're going to be just slamming this away for now until we get a little stack built up. So I've got a 6 stack. Look at the percent chance 65 is pretty good. There we go. We one tap that to plus 9. And we're going to continue just slamming these gloves. Now you can see here that the maximum durability is spent. So you will need to go to the arms dealer and have 8 gloves. And once you've got 8 gloves, go to repair, max durability, select your gloves and repair them to full. Click back on the Gruntle gloves and continue smashing away. So we actually got that to plus 14 in very few stones. This is pretty good, but what you don't want is a plus 15. So we're going to push this to about a 9 stack. Now, unfortunately, we hit plus 15 there. So what you're going to do is first repair the gloves back to max durability. So we're going to buy a few gloves here. Don't worry if you buy extras, you're going to use them eventually. And then you're going to repair your gloves. And now we're going to go to the church vendor. So we'll go to the priest, we'll select cleanse gear. Make sure you click on your reblath and don't click on something else that's plus 15. You will definitely regret that. Skip animation and just bring it down. Now we're gonna stay at this church vendor here. That's gonna cost you 100,000 silver, by the way. Again, skip animation. We're trying to get about roughly a 9 stack here. All right, we've got the 9 stack. We're going to click on this, 54% chance. Pretty good. There we go. One tap that. And then rinse and repeat. You'll be doing this with all your armors as well. And now we've run out of durability, so I'm going to have to go back to repair. The reason we stayed here, if it went to plus 15 again, we'd instantly just re-cleanse our gear. I went a little bit too high there. I probably would have just stopped at a 10 stack normally, but we one tap that again to plus 11. Now we hit plus 15 again. You would be going back to the church vendor to re-cleanse your gear. You will only be using one gruntle glove at the beginning because it's very expensive to have multiple gruntle gloves at plus 14. Now, since I'm endgame, I've got a bunch of spares, so just to make this video a bit faster, I'll be using my spares to create my stacks. Now, my general rule of thumb when upgrading green gear is to get it roughly to the enhancement level of that item, and in some cases, maybe go all the way up to 2 or 3 levels ahead of that. For example, if you're trying to upgrade a plus 10 weapon or armor, take your stack to plus 10 and then put it in and tap it. If you're trying to upgrade a plus 13, take your stack to 13 to 15, and then start tapping that plus 13 to get it to go. Now a 17 stack's pretty high. I'd probably stop between 15 and 17. So what you would do is put all these items into your storage. Once they're all in your storage, you will switch characters to another character that's in Velia. So I'd switch to Romanov, for example. Pull them back out and continue what you're doing and save the 17 stack that's on this character, and we'll come back and use it later on. But just to save time, I'm going to spend the money to buy the book. You would not do this because you want to be efficient with your silver. And I almost forgot, out of 10 stack is when you want to go for duo on your red sand crystal ring, sorry. And probably around 20 stacks you want to go for try. I'm just going to start at 17 here and just hope for a little bit of luck. There we go, and we got the try out the way. So guys, the preparation we did, the 200 armor stones, was just not enough because we had a lot of reblath popping to plus 15. So we were only able to get our offhand to plus 12 and our crescent blade to plus 14. If this were to happen to you, you would then go continue to grind until you get another 200 armor stones. And then once you're in that position, you got that 200 refreshed, you'll continue upgrading your weapons. And if you have some plus 15 gear in your inventory that you are trying to get to pry, I would recommend starting at the 18 stack and going to an absolute maximum of 26 stacks to get your enhancement successful. So we've gone through another 200 stones, but we've come out with a Pry Crescent Blade at the moment and a Pry Whitehorn Bow. With Pry shoes, we just got to get the gloves and the helmets plus 15 so we can push those to Pry. So again, you will go continue to grind until you get another 200 armor stones, and then we'll come back over here. So now we finally have all our items to Pry, and this is when we're going to start using our Valencia stacks that we've done through that one Valencia run. And if you've got any extra stacks, 20 plus stacks on your characters from getting everything to plus 15, you'd be using those stacks as well. So what you will do is pop a 20 stack and try to go duo on your weapons. We're going to tap this 4 times maximum. So 1 goes on the second try, get another 20 stack. We're going to go select our offhand now. Again, 4 maximum tries, goes on the first attempt. We're going to get another 20 stack now. Go to our armors, one tap that one as well, get another 20 stack. We're going to go to the boots over here. 4 taps maximum. And it goes on the third tap for the boots. And the last 20 stack we're going to use on the helmet. Now this is where you would stop on this 32 stack. You would switch characters, make your own 20 stack, and get this helmet to duo. And then when everything's to duo, you're going to come back and use this 32 stack. If you get everything to duo before you get the 32 stack, you will use one of your 30 stacks here. So then you'd pop in all your duos to try and get one of them to go to Try. So we got the Try boots on that one there. Now we need to get these 2 items back to duo. So we one tap the gloves and we failed on the helmet. We've run out of stones here as well. So you'd probably want to pick up another 10 stones and then tap again to try and get it to go Try. So duo, and we one tapped it there. Now again, we've got everything to duo. We're going to go grab one of those 30 stacks and pop everything in. And there we go. We one tap that one to Try. So we're going to grab another 30 stack. Go with the helmet first. Failed the helmet. Failed the offhand. And failed our awakening weapon as well. So now we will need to get all these items back to duo, but we're going to save this stack. So we got everything back to duo, so we're going to use that 42 stack now. Failed on that one, and this is going to be our last attempt. It went Try. Now, if that was to fail, you'd hold on to that 50 stack. It's going to be very disencouraging because you failed so many times, but trust me, that 50 stack is very important for the future. Guys, that is the end on the beginner's guide on what to and how to enhance for new players. Like I said, the intermediate and end game guide will be coming next week. But the main items to take away from that enhancement session is that you need to be very efficient with your silver. So you're going to be starting with only 1 reblast. You're going to be grinding out about 200 armor stones at a time, seeing how far you can push your gear. When upgrading green items, you want to get your fail stack equal to the level of your currently enhanced weapon from plus 10 onwards. So if you have a plus 10, you want to start trying to upgrade it at a 10 fail stack, at 11 fail stack. If you have a plus 12 item, you want to start enhancing at a plus 12 fail stack. And then when you're trying to get to your prize, around 16 to 18 is where you want to start upgrading, and 26 is really the highest you're going to go. 26 is kind of high. Probably 24 would be a more efficient place for you to stop. And then trying to get that prior to duo. At the minute, because you have your 20 stacks, you're going to be popping in a 20 stack and pushing it up to a maximum of a 32 to get your duos. And then once everything is duo, you're going to be using that 32 stack or a 30 stack to try and push to Try. And for Try, once you get to the 50 stack, you will stop trying to get Try. You'll be holding on to that 50 stack, and I'll let you guys know what you're going to do with that in the intermediate / end game enhancement guide coming next week. And one last thing, don't forget to make everything ultimate. As you can see, you can gain an easy 1 or 2 AP on your weapons for free, and you can gain 5 DP on each of your armors by making those ultimate. And I'd recommend just buying straight up the ultimate weapon and armor reform stones to do that. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If this video has helped you, please leave a like. I'd be very much appreciative, and I'll see you on the next one.